What's up, guys? It's Cassius here. I'm gonna try from a top-down angle this reading just because I want to try out how that feels, how that looks for you, how it looks for me. See how it goes. Just gonna give this deck 3 shuffles before we get started. Hope you're having a good week. I know my energy levels have been all over the place, so I hope that you're finding some kind of peace in the middle of all of it. If your energy levels are fluctuating as well, if not, if they're just feeling kind of lower than usual, well, let's find out why that might be. All right, we've got a few cards to start just to give us a general feeling for the layout. So we've got the Devil, the Ace of Swords reverse, the Four of Cups upright, and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody may have what could be considered a bad idea. I think the Ace of Swords reversed with the Devil seems like someone may have the wrong idea about something. I'm going to pull from these index cards just to see. I've already shuffled them, actually, so let's just go. Adjudicated in reverse. You had a bully. I see. Louder, louder. Okay. Interesting. Interesting set of cards. Expectations at the bottom of the deck. With adjudicated in the reverse, it seems to me that there's a bad idea that someone has about you that was premeditated. It was like preordained. It was predetermined in one way or another. Let's find out how that is actually before I get any further into that. I just feel like this open spot in the middle could tell us something as well. That was rough. Okay, so that one was for over there for that first card that I wanted to pull for. Okay, and that one wanted to come out too. 7 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay, interesting. 6 of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck, and then under adjudicated there's the 4 of Wands. Predetermined to settle down. Okay, so interesting. Something's telling me that you thought you were going to settle down, but there's someone who has other ideas, and that's why I was saying there's a clouded idea, there's a bad idea going on around you, there's a lack of clarity because there was kind of a premeditated, predetermined nature about coming together. Hopefully this makes sense. This is just what is coming to me. Let's try to pull some. Okay, all right. These decks just feel really heavy and loose. There's just a lot of loose running energy right now. Okay. I'm hearing if you pull out of the competition, you're going to be sad. With the 5 of Wands in reverse and the King of Wands upright and then the 5 of Cups under this Devil figure. This could be a Capricorn person or, you know, someone who really, like, resonates with the material world really hard. Just, you know, I don't know. It's kind of how the Devil can be described. But the Devil, with his bad judgment, is telling you that you would be sad if you pulled out of competition. And we have Death in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So I'm getting kind of a mixed message here. I was kind of on board for it when these came out. I was like, oh, the Devil's kind of telling you something. But I think this is telling you your fate isn't predetermined. And I know adjudicated is such a, like, silly word to try to wordplay with, but it's just one that came to mind when I was writing these index cards down. Dang, I lost my train of thought talking about the cards. I'm gonna, you know, I'm continuously trying to focus because my brain is a wonderland of distractibility. But I think what this is getting at, see the King of Pentacles underneath and the 6 of Cups. We have someone who really is jonesing to get towards the past, get to the past in some kind of way. And in a way that it seems like they won't let go of. We have the Six of Cups reversed underneath the deck over here, like I pointed out earlier, followed by the Star in reverse, and this one's followed by the Two of Cups. So it's kind of like you agree with the one who can't move on as to why, but I don't know if you two can agree on whether or not to revisit your past. But what I'm saying with this adjudicated card in reverse with the Devil in unclear judgment, it's saying, you know, not even your fate can tell you what you need to do now. Not even your fate is determined as far as free will goes. Fate, destiny, and all these things are here to make us understand why we believed in life in the first place, why we believed in ourselves, why we had faith in ourselves to just try new things without knowing what was on the other side of it, what the consequences were. We were able to move through that questioning and into whatever situation we were walking towards with the energy of the Fool, right? I wonder if he'll come out here. But with our free will and with everyone I'm getting never tell me the odds energy, like, and you know what, just to kind of show my process, I really like that phrase. Whenever a good phrase comes or it kind of lingers longer than when I've said it, I just write it and I add it to the deck. So, dang, I lost it. What was it? Okay, well, I'm not meant to do that right now. Of course, you can remember because you just heard it and can rewind it. However, I, like I said, have terrible memory, so I'm just going to keep rolling. And if it comes back to me, I'm going to put it up. We have the Three of Cups underneath here, talking about friendship. Let's move over to this You Had a Bully section, which is where I think that this character's self-deception feels a lot like your boredom, okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but there's a real sense of trapped fire energy here, as in not a lot of get up and go, not a lot of motivation to, like, do what you need to do in order to form a plan to explore. It's really feeling like, no, I'm stuck here and I got to figure out this problem here. And it feels like this person is in the same energy, but it's kind of a self-directed, like, lying to themselves about something, probably about their past. Expectations due to their past are causing them to have clouded judgment. Okay, stay with me here. Let's pull for You Had a Bully, please. With the Hierophant in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You had a bully because you're tired, is what I'm hearing. You're tired. And I think that's really what this Two of Wands is talking about. It's like that kind of burnout, like, I don't even know how to move if I were to move, and I don't really want to, you know, just kind of sluggish. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Page of Pentacles, you know, pages talk about new opportunities. It kind of feels like there hasn't been a fresh offer in a while, which this feels like a tired offer that's been repeatedly given to you, and you're like, there's nothing that's really sparking my joy over here, is what I heard. So sparking joy, maybe you want to reorganize your stuff, maybe you want to go through your things and get rid of some clothes that no longer make sense for, like, the way that you want to express yourself now. And I actually think that would be good for both parties, just to kind of, like, both of you need a little, like, clearing from the past in a way, because you were really, you know, pitted against by other people because you did things differently. And I mean, you may not have the best handle on money. That is really what I'm getting here, especially with that Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom. But let's see if there's any money talk that would like to show up and help us through here. Ace of Cups in reverse. I just heard you've had bad luck, and the Ace of Pentacles reverse underneath. You've had bad luck. You've had rough luck in both love and finances. And you know what? Life is hard, and I'm not here to judge you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to tell you what's going on, because I think we have a big turnaround coming up here in the future where I think you're going to start kind of aggressively standing up for yourself, because you've let yourself fold under the, well, you don't do things the way that we do things, so we have every right to treat you differently, and even go so far as to deprive you of money. But with the World reversed underneath here, I think that's showing me that this isn't over, so don't worry about the turnout, because you're pretty much in the middle of it from what I can tell. All right, this landed over here, the Emperor in reverse. See, okay, I think we're getting a reminder now, and the Queen of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. with this, I would, if I were you, I would keep to yourself for a little bit, just for a little bit. I don't, keep to yourself emotionally. Try, when you feel emotionality really coming into play, it's reminding you again of this competition that you're trying to walk away from with the Five of Wands in reverse over here, that we were, this is the judgment that doesn't really seem too sound, because that either you or someone in your situation in the past was not able to fend for themselves. That the Emperor in reverse talks about toxic codependency, someone being somewhat like a tyrant or a dictator, but not really, still not able to defend himself. It's like an emperor who can't fight, who starts wars. That's a really extreme example, but we're using an extreme archetype, which the emperor is. So I think you're being reminded that, like, emotionally, it might feel good to get back in competition with other people in ways that you used to, but you know why that did not work in the past. And that's why you do not have a predetermined, adjudicated, necessarily future in this specific circumstance. Try not to take these statements too broadly and apply them to your whole life. Try to remember we're just talking about this section in the past where you thought, I think where you took unclear judgment as like something to listen to. I don't know really how to word this. The Queen of Cups keeps kind of interrupting me, saying, like, focus on that aspect of it, of keeping to yourself. Maybe it's like the more energy you put out, the more it comes back as unclear judgment in this situation, because people believe that you have a predestined future when nothing truly is, because we can choose to or away from specific things as we're going along. Choose towards or away from. Yes, there are external forces that, like, are so that are so out of our control, obviously. But there are circumstations. What in the hell is that word? Circumstances and situations. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I don't even care. That's funny. We're making up words here. It's index cards. I'm just gonna leave that up there so it also kind of looks like this is the circumstance situation. I'm sorry, I'm distracting myself. It's kind of like your circumstances feel like situations, like, and I'm just gonna throw that into this deck now and shuffle it up so that it's in there. Your circumstances feel like situations when they should just be circumstances. And I think that's why, like, this repeated offer is like, I feel like you're over it in some kind of way. But once again, like, you were folded in half by somebody else who thought that you were too inconvenient, is the word I heard. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you felt that way. You are not inconvenient. You are awesome. All right? Like, you don't need to hear that. No one's inconvenient. What does that even mean? It just means that that person is lazy. That's what that person is saying. You're something I don't want to learn how to handle, so I'm going to be lazy and make it your fault. Do we trust people like that? No. So what do we do in the face of this bully? Three of Cups in reverse, the Sun in reverse, and the Page of Wands. Look, I think that there's, like, a lot to be reckoned with in terms of how this situation has felt. I think you've had friends that have turned on you. I think that you've had trouble reconnecting with your inner child, which I have mentioned previously on this channel. So maybe you tried that and it didn't go very well. If you haven't, I would recommend trying it. Just, whether it goes good or bad, whether it goes well or not, to connect with your inner child, because you're feeling tense from the energy of this bully. I just want you to know that you're going to pick yourself up and realize that you don't need other people in order to maintain what you know to be true on the inside, which is really speaking to this energy over here of someone telling you, I think this is a good idea and that this is predetermined, and you're a bit like, I've already lived this and I did not feel sad pulling away from competition. Okay. Let's just get one more over here. And, you know, I'm sorry if it bothers you that I flip with the cards face side up. It's just they're so old and bent in half that I'm trying to, like, counter it, but I'm not. Oh my god. I think I felt tempted to explain that because of that. Okay, wow. We have the Two of Wands upright. And the Ace of Pentacles is now facing upright on the bottom of the deck. We really hit something here. We hit something. I think feeling this, like, okay, here's what I understand. You are being told that you're going to be sad for leaving a past that you know doesn't work for you. And you know that that's not true. So you're going to choose to feel sad about what you actually feel sad about, which is some external circumstance making you feel less than because you were unconventional and maybe a bit slow to start, is what I'm hearing. Doesn't mean that you have to be caught in someone else's self-delusion any longer than you want to be, okay? And that's kind of what we've played out here through the story, which is this is going to pick you right back up because you're going to feel for this part of yourself. You're going to mourn those friendships that couldn't support the person that you are. You're going to mourn the inner child that you have a hard time looking at or have an easy time looking at, but didn't necessarily receive the treatment that was deserved. And you're going to start treating yourself that way. And then that's going to turn into two people treating you that way outside of yourself. And then that's going to turn into the world treating you that way with self-respect, with like an awareness of ungrounded emotionality, and with some money in your pocket. This is a new beginning. The pages speak of new beginnings, and I see this Page of Pentacles kind of in the past position in the reverse, where you felt like you weren't getting good news, and here you're like, I'm making my own good news. I know what I've been through, and I know that I have passed tests, which would have me repeat cycles that I have already moved on from. Again, we can choose out of any predetermination whenever we please, whether it was predetermined by an anchorage bias that was laid on us in childhood, where people said, oh, that kid is bad, he can't sit still, he falls asleep in class because he's struggling at home, is the other side that is not known. It's like, you know, I could give a lot of examples, but you know what's fair and you know what isn't in terms of how you have been treated. And that's what I want to reiterate to you. And I also want to reiterate that, again, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to support you because everybody deserves support, no matter what everyone else thinks of them. And everyone is a strong word, but you know that feeling where you feel that everyone feels one way or another. I don't know if you feel that way. I feel that way sometimes. Look, we have the Page of Pentacles upright and the King of Wands again. This is really uniting, like, what you've learned and who you've been up until this moment, okay? And I know that sounded redundant, but like they are two different things. Okay, I'm gonna pull for louder, louder as we're gonna start advocating for ourselves a little bit, I believe. The Hermit in reverse. Advocating for the self means leaving the house. And taking advice. I think the Hermit in reverse talks a lot about ignoring good advice when you hear it. So if you hear someone come in and tell you some information they find important, I would listen. We have the Six of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. We have the Seven of Cups here in the reverse, which I think is a very good thing next to this Ace of Cups reverse. In reverse, I think that this uptick in self-confidence is going to, is going to clear up confusion about how many choices you have in how to move on. I hope that makes sense. You think you have a lot more choices than you do because of situations like this, and we love the people in our lives who are trying to help us along. This is no situation of resenting some source willing to come in who is trying to help us along. We are only learning about our intentions, their intentions, how they intertwine, and where they separate and differ from each other because it's important to in this reading. I don't know. But what needs to be louder? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. What needs to be louder is that you don't feel satisfied with the situation as it stands. The Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, sitting comfortably next to this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, do you want the truth? I'm sorry to say this, and I know you're not going to like it. You need to ask for a raise. Yeah. And I hear some, like, scratching on the outside of my window as confirmation. Is quite creepy. there's this wire that hangs out the window that like the wind hits and whatever. Confirmation. You need to ask for more money. A raise, a promotion, some slack given to you as a result of not being paid enough for what you've done already. I think that's really gonna, and I think this is the sound advice that you're getting and maybe ignoring. It's like, with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse here, and with this Ace of Pentacles upright, and this Wheel of Fortune, I'm hearing it's about damn time, literally is what I heard. It's about time you ask for more. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, the Queen of Wands wanted to come out, but went back in. The Tower in reverse. Ace of Wands, okay. Okay, what I'm getting is, well, I'm just going to say it. I was going to censor myself, but what I'm getting is that this initial energy over here is in desperate need of a new start, which is why they're encouraging you to hold on to something that no longer makes sense for you, because they think that's, I don't know what they think. What do they think? Why? Here we have the Hermit upright. And let's see what else we got. The Three of Wands reversed. And the Devil in reverse. What the heck is going on? We have the Hangman in reverse underneath the deck. Okay. I'm getting that this is so interesting. This is so interesting. Well, what I'm getting is the clouded judgment is a projection about your clouded judgment. They don't believe that their judgment could possibly be clouded because of the ways that you care for yourself when you're alone. And if you're someone who's alone a lot, it could explain, this kind of self-delusion, which is creating an outer projection of your lack of spark being able to be reignited. But as I see the wands kind of decreasing in size as we go to the right, from the 3 reverse to the 2 reverse over to the Ace upright, and this 4 over here, and obviously we have these other parts as well, but I'm just looking here. It's decreasing. Like, it's like the confusion is decreasing. The longer you just kind of walk along and say, I appreciate what, like puppet play with the cards here. I appreciate what you have to offer me, but I know where I've come from, and it doesn't really make sense to go that way. And this is feeling like a block and is causing some questioning in this other person. And again, like, you are not responsible for the way that other people react in this situation because you were bullied in this specific circumstance. So I want you to like take the pressure off of yourself and feel for who you've lost in this process of being this brutally honest with yourself. And when you are this brutally honest with yourself, you will have a lot more strength to ask for something more than what you are already receiving, because the 7 of Pentacles in reverse is just kind of saying, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. This isn't worth what I've put in. Like, I just keep getting these offers that don't make sense, even though in the future you'll be saying, I'm feeling better, but there's still something missing. And, I think this Hanged Man in reverse is talking about complacency. You may be feeling too complacent in a job or a situation where, you have a certain level of security, but you're not being paid enough, quite simply. Okay. Let's see what else we can ask here about this future where you're needing to get louder about something. Interesting. Okay, what I'm getting here is it's better to just hold on to what you have than pretend in order to get more, okay? I see the King of Pentacles in reverse as like a masking energy a lot of the time. Yes, for specific people at points, but I think that its archetype is just kind of like the stubborn, ill-informed, like kept in the dark, but acting like he knows everything that's going on. So inherently, this King in reverse is masking, because he's masking to show everyone that he knows what's going on and is deserving of being in his kingdom, and he can explain it with receipts. But when he brings his receipts, they're wrong. So let's see. Yeah, masking is not the same as saving money. Masking to make more money to cover your butt for not knowing what you want to know is not the same as saving what money you already have. And then we have the Five of Wands over here that fell sideways. I don't know if you can still see it over there. It looks like you can. Okay, so this fell out underneath this deck, so I'm going to pull some from there. We have the Nine of Swords underneath. You're going to be getting better sleep as a result of knowing this, okay? Just knowing that you're heard and that you should ask for more money. I mean, let's see what these cards have to say to that Five of Wands. You know, this competition card coming back in strong for many times this reading. All right, let's see. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I want to compete with you. Let's put that over the Five of Wands. That makes sense. Okay, here's what I'm getting. As long as you know where everyone stands, as long as you know who wants to compete with you, who doesn't, you will feel better. I think that what was hurting you here was not knowing who is competing with you, not knowing if this past energy, not past, or just, you know, the way that you associated with it in the past. You weren't sure if that person was competing with you or if they're competing with themselves or other people that are not even involved with you. And this is just here to reassure you. It's not going to be as smooth as you want it to, because I messed up while writing this word, so I take that as like a bump or a redirection in some kind of way. So again, it's like not going to be easy, but I think there will be a lot of power in realizing who has been competing with you and who has been supporting you this whole time. This differentiation is really going to help you have clarity. And let's get back to this Ace of Wands for you know, for this character over here who doesn't have the clearest judgment at the moment, but you know, we're feeling warm towards this energy is how I'm taking it. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse fell right over the King of Pentacles in reverse over here. The Nine of Pentacles reverse under the deck. It's interesting. This is going to cause a domino effect. If you, whoever, I don't know, whoever this King of Pentacles in reverse energy resonates with for you, it's going to have a ripple effect outward. And I think it's going to expose, again, more people who wanted to compete. I would look into what you feel that competition is for you. You know, what would make you feel like the winner in this competition? If that means backing out of it, but I don't know. I was encouraged to kind of stop there. I'm going to pull one more card in case anything comes out to that question. Ten of Wands. And then the Ten of Swords over here. You're at the end of a cycle, because we've seen a lot of aces and we've seen a lot of tens. So it's kind of like you're at the end of one, ready to start another. So here's the end of your old cycle. And, you know, this is... You're kind of like, I'm done being sad about, I'm done having FOMO, basically. I'm done having FOMO. It didn't work. I think my messages are becoming repetitive at this point. But the sun rises for odd people. Odd people deserve money. And I don't know why that's coming up, but if, you know, if you're strange and you've been bullied and you've been ostracized for being who you are, the sun shines on you all the same. You deserve to feel the sun on your face, and you deserve to feel happier in your situation. So I'm excited for this future element of conserving while asking for more. I think that's a very interesting manifestation energy. Interesting as in quite wonderful, but I think possibly this Nine of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom could be interesting to remind either you or someone else that you can't do everything alone. Okay, even upholding a mask. So that was an odd end to it, but that is where I'll stop. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope that any of this was, you know, revealing, clarifying, hope-inducing, any of those things. So good luck with the rest of your week, and I hope that you are doing well. I'm running out of words. I'm sorry. All right, bye. Thank you. Peace out.